Guluje yimbe ka hore leydi woni ko ƴetti ndu pikiiru coronavirus non ko gonga anda ɓale anda dane anda paykun anda mawɗo wari africans ɓe ɓuri ka hore leydi sabu non ala lekki kono kibaruji welɗi ɗi woni ndu heeɓi haray pikiiru ɓayna fo ñetti o vaccin jolko kala yo reno teddindi laabi ko ɗum ɗon ko fewno coronavirus no woɗi o ñawono vaccine they all get vaccinated. Millions of people them around the world don't get this vaccine here. Coronavirus not something we do. It not sabi race, it not sabi gender, it not sabi tribe. It don't kill thousands of Africans around the world because it not been get cure. But the good news now, it don't get vaccine. Coronavirus not all man in business. So tell you people the way you like. On a member say, we all not safe till we all don't safe. Bukan waringe si million sa jupae kungangar ama pikireti coronavirus. Coronavirus kwa kaka sumut kanu manje bajuta nine, bajuta nifam, bajuta steak. Kaka kasumut kanu manje bukana tuku gore. Badne baj ke bari sumu yene tere gudi ka sumut kati coronavirus. Tate ten benya ji baj pikireti yang konem vaccine yen manje anosan awurna pur mana janga yo bangola tanka fanga fa ka sumut kati COVID-19.
Yeah, good evening, Gambia. Once again, we want to say to our esteemed viewers that we had some technical problems and we are back again. And this time we are with Barhama Cham, the one-on-one Barhama Cham. He's shaking his head because the songs that you are hearing, I think the composition was done by him. That is the Corona songs. But we will go to the program proper by doing a proper introduction again, starting with Askia. Ras, sorry, my brother. Welcome to the program, Ras.
Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Mr. Sumareh, my manager, he is my manager. I always say that because we work together in the Music Union of the Gambia and also Mandemori Foundation for Performing Arts. He is a brother as well. So, manager, welcome to the program once again. Mr. Sumareh, welcome to the program.
Mr. Banja for inviting us here to be here.
And then the one-on-one singer, the melodious singer out of the Gambia. He was in the music school, the Mandemori Music Academy. That is where I know him. And he is very committed and dedicated to the work that he do. And he explore what you call the Gambian culture, and then his voice is just like an icing on the cake. He is no one but Barhama Cham. Welcome to the program, my brother.
Thanks so much, big bro. I truly appreciate being here. Thanks so much, big bro. I truly appreciate being
here. Thank you. Yeah. Welcome to the show. And I also appreciate seeing you tonight. And so, like I said, we will be talking about the cultural sector of the Gambia, but as well, we will also be talking about the industry, which is the music industry. And that is the reason why I got a producer who is Ras Askia, and also the PRO of the Music Union of the Gambia, and as well a singer who is Barhama Cham. And so we will start with the Music Union of the Gambia because they are going into a mass registration campaign. So we want Muhammed to tell the public what they are doing exactly in the coming weeks. Muhammed, what are you guys planning to do? It seems like we are not getting Muhammed. Muhammed, what are you guys planning to do?
Yes.
Presently, thank you very much, Kalilu. We are
presently, thank you very much, Kalilu. Planning for the registration, which we already take a deadline on the 17th of this month at the amendment to invite all artists in the country, competition with the Union of the Gambia, to see how best the union's agenda and vision we can able to implement it by various activities related to our musicians in this country. So presently, the strategy and model is put on the ground, and we already prepare the new registration process. If any member who come to the monument, you will have you pay your annual dues to that to field, and you pay your annual dues and registration fee, $3,500. For that particular day, we're going to do it $2,500 for your registration and your annual contribution. Because the annual contribution is $1,000 for every year. The registration fee is $500, so it's $3,500. For that particular day, we're going to do it $2,500.
There is an echo coming from your end. I think you know the way they set you in the studio. There's an echo coming. If the technician can help us with that.
Echoing.
Yeah.
It's echoing.
There is an echo coming. I'm not hearing you properly. So nekuma dila dega buba Muhammed because munge echo.
Are you hearing me now? Yeah.
Yeah, Mala Dega.
Yeah, Manmala Dega.
Yeah, Yama Dega. Why there is an echo coming? If the technicians can sort you out so that we can get the program proper.
Hello. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So before them, Ras Askia, we were talking to you before with regards to what you do in Austria, with regards to some of the things that you do, like recording musicians out of the Gambia, and also not only Gambia but other nationals. Can you tell us the relationship between musicians and then what you do as a producer? Like how do you put them together? Yeah.
How do I don't quite get the question properly. I think you have to rephrase it for me or break it down.
Yes. So I'm trying to say as a producer, what is your relationship with musicians? Like maybe because you are the one who put them in a kind of a medium that people can be able to hear them. So what is your relationship with musicians?
I would say I have a good relationship with most musicians that I know. Yeah, and sometimes I choose people to do certain things with because it depends on the chemistry sometimes and the vibe you have together, because the production has a lot to do with that. Yeah. But as overall, I'm good with musicians.
Okay, so in a sense, I was trying to say like musicians, because I know if you are a producer and because we have two distinct producers in the world. You can have like a beat maker, and you can also have a producer who is able to play instruments. But again, if you cannot play instruments, you can be able to employ the service of other musicians, like a guitar player, a bass player, or a drum player, and they can come into the studio to make music with you. So is that what you are doing exactly?
Well, I am doing the production as producer, producing stuff, and I play keyboard. So I do most of my beats with that, and it wasn't until recently that I'm trying to fuse the African instruments in it. So lately I get kora players and other things to come and add things to things I'm producing. But I was not doing that over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we know for a fact that you are also a Jobate.
Yes, sir.
If I am right. And then normally the Jobates out of the Gambia, they tend to be, from the Griot family. And then most of them have traditional skills of playing instruments like the kora, the balafon, the djembe, and you can name them. So do
Yeah.
you have any special skills in those instruments?
Well, I did not. I am a Jovate and I'm from the Griot family. You're right about that. But I did not grow up with all this influence because my father wanted me to be a lawyer or doctor or something. So being, I wasn't encouraged to go into this music thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I didn't learn. And then I left Gambia at an early age. So it made it even harder.
Okay. So is it right for me to say that you are more of a beat maker than as per se producer as producer?
I'm more of a producer, I would
Okay,
say.
you will say. So most of the
Yeah.
compositions, most of the compositions of the soundtracks that you are doing,
Yeah.
they are initiated by you.
All played by me, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. It's good to know that. And now
Yeah.
we go to our brother, Barham Cham. Like I said, he was part of the Mandemori Academy of Music, so he got music skills. He was also
Yeah.
working with Uncle Usunjai Senior as a kind of a mentor. So that is what I like about him because I mean, during those years, he was learning, he was understudying through Uncle Usunjai Senior. And Barham has made a name in the Gambia at the moment. He's also working on
Yeah.
social justice and human rights advocacy through his songs. Barham, can
Okay.
you take us through your career?
Wow, thanks so very much, bro. Yeah, I'm really happy that you've mentioned Manding Mori being part
Mhm.
of the people that I've passed through while I was doing my thing. But just to start, Barhama is a young Gambian
Mhm.
who was born in a town called Sanchaba Job. You
Mhm.
understand? Goes to school at Sanchaba Primary, then Sukuta Upper Basic, then later on to Nusrat Senior Secondary School. But
Mhm.
during my senior school, during the period my period in senior school, I discovered this musical my passion for music. Though I'm not from a Gideon family, which makes it really hard for me at the initial point. But I just follow my heart and then try to start something. And then thanks to God today, Barhama is who he is today, and then still now trying to work harder because just being known in the Gambia is not the end of the thing. I want to be
Mhm.
somewhere around the world, and that's what I've been working for, trying to develop myself as a full package, getting myself ready for the outside world. So
Exactly.
that's who Barhama is. But most of the things that inspire me to be a singer, the phone being one part of it, being a young boy, want to do something, feels that music is something interesting that I can be into. But later on, my environment, I've been seeing so many things in my environment, and in these things, I think uh, I should be part of those people that can tell that story because so many people are being depressed, so many people are facing different things. So I was inspired by my environment to do music, and thanks to God, I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it the right way. I don't know whether if it's right to others, but I'm just trying to be myself, and then that's who Barahama is. Just to summarize it.
Exactly. And we also know for the fact that you were in a group at the beginning of your career, and we call
Yeah.
it family. That
Mm-hmm.
is where we know you. That was your home.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, you became a solo artist.
Yeah.
What necessitated that?
Okay, this is a question that so many people have been asking me of, and then I really appreciate it because sometimes it's very good for us to clarify things. You
Mhm.
understand before what I'm saying. Anyway, Kirgi family is a group formed by three brothers.
Mhm.
Three brothers, not just any kind of brothers, but brothers that are from the same family. You understand?
Mhm.
Because before, when we have interviews, sometimes if you ask us what exactly we are related, we don't even try to explain it because there is no way for us to explain how close we are. You
Mhm.
understand? My father
Mhm.
and their father, they're from the same mom and dad. You
Mhm.
understand? And then
Mhm.
their mother is a sister to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So that's how it is. The thing is like they were in Senegal. They are born in the Gambia, but brought up in Senegal. So I was in the Gambia in my whole life. Then I discovered this musical talent. I was trying to, create songs, trying to do this and that. But sometimes I used to go to Senegal to visit them. So when I get to Senegal, me and Polyman, most of the time we used to have conversation together, discussing about so many things about life. But this time we discovered that most of the time, if we start discussing about something, our conclusion will be about music, creativity.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And then I have been somebody really observant when it comes to the things. Then we realize that, wow, it seems that we have something in common because anytime we talk about something, music will always be part of it. Then
Exactly.
he also told me his interest of being wanted to be a writer. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And then he was even writing some books by then. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell him that why not we create something and then call it Kirgi Family.
Mm-hmm.
Then Polly comes with the name, but by then DMB, our younger brother, wasn't doing music. Astagfirullah, he was doing music, but with another group. But when we
Mm-hmm.
decided to form the group, he also come and join us. Then we start doing it together. But recently, people have been asking me about why Barhama solo. You understand? Yeah. The thing is, we are Senegambians. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because for me, my mom and dad are in the Gambia, my sisters, the whole family. But for them, their mom and dad is in Senegal, their sisters and the whole family. You understand? So it's
Mm-hmm.
two different countries. Being in the Gambia here, being in the music scene, it's obvious that certain people will think that when you are like appearing on TV each and every day, some
Mm-hmm.
people might think that you have in thousands before you have in millions, while in the real sense, that's not how it is. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
Askia know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. You understand?
Yeah.
So the
exactly.
mind, yeah, the mindset, how people were thinking. Some of our relatives might think that they are here making money, while the parents out there are not all right. While that's not the
Mm-hmm.
case, you understand. So anyway, just to summarize the thing, it has went up to a level
Mm-hmm.
that they decided to go back to Senegal. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
decided to go back to Senegal. There was nothing like problem or whatsoever because we are so close. You understand? Sometimes brothers might have some little,
Conflict.
arguments,
Mm-hmm.
but it has never been a problem that cannot be fixed. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Then things
Mm-hmm.
happen. Then they went to Senegal. I'm in the Gambia, and the music is more than just recording songs and releasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Performance is part of it, and other things that are outside recorded. So we realized that I cannot wait for them, and then they cannot wait for me. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So what are we gonna do now? We realized that okay, each and every one of us can do
Mm-hmm.
his thing
Mm-hmm.
on a solo level,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't want to cage anybody. But after all, we have the projects of the group. When it comes, we have to do it together. So right now, as I'm talking to you, I have
Mm-hmm.
my solo projects, but the
Mm-hmm.
group also have their projects, and we will do it.
Okay, okay, that is good to hear. Because when I was with you,
Mm.
you were together. So it was
Yeah,
later I realized to the fact that you are doing solo, and to me, music have no boundary. And again, as musicians, we can always come up with different projects. It
yeah,
doesn't matter whether we are in a group or not in a group. But what is important is we should always collaborate, and it's
yeah,
important that you are talking about that. So Mohammed was talking to us with regards to the registration, the mass registration campaign they are about to launch through
hmm,
the Musicians Union of the Gambia. For the viewers, we want to inform you that there is a Musicians Union of the Gambia, and the Musicians Union of the Gambia is recognized by the National Center for Arts and
that's
Culture,
cool.
and it is also a registered member of the International Federation of Musicians. So the Musicians Union of the Gambia is part of the African Film Committee, which is responsible for showcasing what is happening in Africa with regards to music. So all musicians of the Gambia are obliged to be part of the musicians of the Gambia. So Muhammed Sumareh will give us an overview of what they are about to do. So Mr. Sumareh, what is happening? Learn more help.
Yeah.
What is happening? What is going on? Yeah.
Still, what is happening is about
Still, what is happening is
about
about the
stations.
sensitizations for the registration, because presently ñu ngi oote artistes yëpp pour ñu mun a yëg mass campaign bu ñu nekk di def pour all the categories of Gambian musicians ñëw register pour mun a gis ne di musicians yi nii ñu leen war a dool leen seen boppa. Interests of the artists are well protected, and their issues mun nañ ko table together, discuss, mun a seet niñ ko solve collectively. And pour ñu mun a achieve loolu nag, we need membership input in the activities. So pour ñu mun a am that access to, we need to register them. So that registration process loolu lañ nekk di def presently on the 17th Westfield Monument. ñu ngi invite the entire artists pour ñu register, because union bi loolu mooy seen
balaa union bi mën leen taxawal nag
kër
ñoom seen
dafa ñëw pour taxawal leen. So balaa union bi mën ñëw samp kër boobu dañu war a ñëw uyu taxawal ko nga gis ne liggéey union bi mën a dem si kanam. So lii mooy suñu information bi nga xam ne we want to share with the media and artistes yëpp ñu mun a ñëw register. Either yow waykat nga or musician nga play keyboard or guitar or bass or drum set. Mandate la pour artiste bi nga mën a yëg about these issues and nga ñëw register nga mën a nekk member.
nga mën ko protect 50 years of
intellectual property pour nga mën ko protect for 50 years or 75 years. Dafa laaj a lot of varieties. You know what I'm talking about. As a producer, you know what I'm talking about. Everything in intellectual property management aligned with copyright law. The technicalities for the so for artists in Muhammed, you must be a member of the musician union and all those policies. With our members. Like no union, it's a member to the International Music Federation, and Lulu, what I am going to Adna musician union for the Adna yep, important book. And the left for our interest of artists. So, for Lulu, you achieve the Gambian artists must come together and empower the agenda of the union. And that's why today I'm here to share this information with the entire Gambian artists in the Gambia and diaspora. We must be together to achieve our
Okay, that is clear, Mr. Sumareh. So I will still urge the technicians to sort you out, because what you are saying is very important for the public out there. But we are not hearing you because there is an echo going on. So it is important that the technicians to sort you out so that we can we can get you right. This is very important. You are talking about some very important things, and we need to hear you clearly. And there is an echo going on still. We are not hearing anything from you.
I'm getting you clear now.
I'm getting you clear now. Like what I was just saying.
You are getting me clear. You are getting me clear.
The entire Gambian artists.
There is an echo that is coming from your end.
That's a problem.
But it's echoing.
It's echoing.
That's a problem.
There is an echo coming from you.
It's echoing. It's echoing.
Yeah. So we're going to rush again. Askia.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you know that there is a producers association in the Gambia. As a producer.
Producers association. I was added to the WhatsApp group from the beginning of all of it. Yeah.
Okay, so what is happening there? What is happening? Are you registered? Are you a registered member of that association?
No.
You are not registered. Why? Why are you not a member?
I'm still, like I said, I was saying it earlier, I'm still waiting for certain things to be in place before I can give up my registration here and dedicate it there. Okay. And Producers Union is very good, but I think there are certain things that need to be clear first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So over the years, I've been talking to different producers who are recording Gambian musicians. And most of the time, they will talk about the same thing, and that is
Yeah.
you put your time, energy, and resources on artists, and when
Yeah.
they blow off, it means like what is in there for the producer and what is in there for the artist is not normally respected. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that as a producer? What can you tell us about that?
Well, I think not I think, but when a song is made, the producer does his part and the artists do their part. But when the song comes out, I think 80 or 90% of the people listening don't know the contribution of the producer.
Okay.
Yeah, and because we're from that area, let's say in the Gambian sector where people don't know these things, people don't think that producers deserve to get certain things, let's say royalties and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because people just see this as a studio business, like a shop. You come and pay, you go and get your song and you go. That's how it looks to people.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think this clash is happening, but it's not really worth it until things that have things to do with royalties and stuff are being controlled properly. Then the producer and the artist don't even have a problem because everybody will get what you're supposed to get, and the organization will collect it for you and make sure you get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like for me, I think because we are all silent about these things,
Yeah.
that's the reason why there is a lot of ignorance with regards to what's supposed to be done and what's supposed not to be done.
That is
Because
very true.
even the Gambian public, most of the people don't
Yeah.
understand about the copyright law because it was not, the awareness of the people is very, very low with regards to those laws. So if a producer like you is not
Mhm.
talking that to the artist, do you think that they would respect that?
No, I don't think they will respect it. But I after doing production in Gambia for coming to Gambia every year multiple times and producing people from 2017, I decided to take a break from the whole Gambian music scene because I needed to rebrand the whole hardcore production. And
Oh,
at the moment, I would not work with artists that are that don't respect or know these things, that don't know their place and know what they're supposed to earn and what belongs to who.
okay.
Yeah, at the
Okay.
moment, this is the stage I am in the production.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and I have this discussion with artists and with presenters and contributors. Anybody I feel like contributes to the music. When we talk about music, I like bringing it up. I like, I talk to most people I know about it that are in the music.
Okay. Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
But again, maybe probably Mohammed will tell us something about that because he was talking about the role of the music union with regards to the implementation of the copyright law in the Gambia. And because the Musicians Union of the Gambia have two representatives in the collecting society of the Gambia, so maybe probably he have something to say about that. Mohammed, what can you say about that?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we have already touched certain areas in the business,
Hmm.
but actually that's why we are trying to say let government artists, let them come together and be registered. Because the reason why we need to register, because to have ownership to your work, you must know the legalities
Hmm.
within the industry.
Hmm.
You must know the technicalities, the financial involvement, the legal procedures, who is who owns
Yeah.
what in the system.
Hmm.
You understand? You have to know the relationship between the producer and the artist, and between the musician and the singer who is leading the band. So these are different components. So it's very important you being a musician to register, to understand your intellectual property rights in any constitution. Fan la feto nga muna ko am. Waykat bi tan
Hmm.
noonu, producer bi tan noonu. So da nga gis ne that will come with a fair gain
Hmm.
in the music business. Because after producing, dafa am ay different outlets yu nga xam ne yow producer bi foofu mooy nekk target sami pour mun a explore that product. So that regularity must be there in the intellectual property management and copyright law. So if artists, you amullo those legalities, it's going to be difficult you to have any benefit, economic benefit in the music business. Okay. And talking about music business is big, it's large, but we must be together. That's why being a member of the musician union, what is the copyright law, copyright law, and what benefit you can able to have between the musician union. That's why we're saying any artist working with any producer, please, we are appealing you to come and consult the musician union. We advise you. We look about the contract. What is in the contract? Either interest be reflect both sides or not. But single-headedly, then the game you will have in the music business. So that's why it's important on the 17th of this month, the entire government artists, let them come and register all categories, contemporary groups, any genre in the Gambian music. It's mandate you to come and answer the union and you register and have your membership card and benefits.
Okay. Thank you.
And together we
thank you.
Both in the Gambia and outside the Gambia.
Okay, Muhammed, thank you so much. So we just want to come to Barhama again, Mr. Cham. We just want to know, you as an established Gambian artist, how do you protect yourself? How do you protect yourself and your music? Because the protection there is about your music. How do you protect your music?
Okay, bro, when it comes to the protection aspect, it's obvious that most of us find it really difficult to protect our music simply because of the environment that we are into. Understand? Because the Gambian music, everybody understand that there is no copyright or whatsoever, or even if there is, but it's not yet active. You understand? So most of us find it really difficult to how to call it to protect our thing while we are in the Gambia at home here. Man, the only time I take a step of making sure that I protect my music was when we were on a festival at Sweden, the Selam. You understand? Because we were introduced to that system, understanding that wow, the music that we are doing back home, we are losing a lot from it, and then in the future it might be something else. Somebody out there can come and use our product and just go like that, and then that's not going to be something that will help. Then we were taking some steps of doing it there. But man, I just love the Gambia so much up to an extent that as much as bugana suma project si ma register ko fek fu ma xamne fofu la neka, but register in the Gambia moma gëna fajj. Mother, when I come, we always trying to work with my fellow colleagues, and then the music union, everything that they are doing, man, I'm knowing it because we discuss it, and then several people, anything that they are doing, man, I'm knowing what exactly is happening. So, legi luma neka di har moneka, my upcoming projects, bugana dal feka music union be send everything tegu, ma register ko. But if at all it's not affaire tegu, I'm not gonna wait, because hanga music can do muna talk the hard. Can do muna talk the hard because can hamon nakala. I have plans, I have other plans of registering it somewhere else. But still now, registering somewhere else doesn't necessarily mean that I can register home, because home is where everything is,
No, but the role of the music union is not for you to register your songs through the music union. The music union, their role is to defend your rights and interests. But again, we have the Copyright Bureau, which is centered at the office of the National Center for Arts. There is where, whenever you make a song, you should go to the Copyright Bureau and register your song at the Copyright Bureau. So then when the collecting society is up and running, so all the database, the repertoire, the people who have been registered with the Copyright Bureau, so that is the indicator where they are going to go to the database to know that, okay, Barhama's song has been registered with us, so we could be able to protect him. So that is how it will happen. And then also you have to give what you call the right, the right to the collecting society to be able to collect your
royalties,
and then you can be a member of the collecting society. But the registration takes place at the National Center for Arts and Culture, and that is happening. That is there. So that is already there. So I am a little bit surprised. Even my brother Ras Askia is saying that he's waiting for the system.
How to call it, Mr. Carl? Let me come in there. You understand? No, Askia munare because hamgaluta. Dafa am so many things in place. But if at all the information doesn't flow, the people that are doing it wouldn't understand that that thing is in existence. You understand? So looking at important Monica, the artists and all those that are in the creative process industry, then you want to acknowledge that there is a copyright bureau somewhere where they can go. But most of us, I know the National Center for Arts and Culture because I love music and anything that is around what I love, I try to research and then to understand where exactly I should go for this and that and that. You understand? But there are a whole lot of people out there what's going on. So it's a responsibility. Wow, if I can call it a responsibility to the people those offices, you advocate and then sensitize the people, especially musicians. You understand, musicians, or people that are in the creative industry. You understand something like this is happening, and then here is where you can go, and this is what you should do to be there. You understand?
Okay.
Because
right.
yeah, that's what I think.
I totally agree with you on that, and then I think we have to agree to the fact that what Muhammad is trying to say, that collectively we need musicians to come together under the Musicians Union of the Gambia, so that advocacy role that NCAC is going to play, because per se they are the umbrella body of all artistic associations in the Gambia. So the informations that we are going to pick from the National Center for Arts and Culture, we can share it to the other artistic associations, and it will make the work easier to understand. But again, Barham, we will come to that because we are talking about the copywriting. So in your compositions, what kind of naturality, like originality, are you trying to employ? Because as you are saying, when you go to Sweden in the Salam Festival, you realize to the fact that there are some things that you were not doing in the Gambia, and you need to do that. And when we talk about protection or copyright in music, there is something that talks about originality, which is, you have to be able to compose your own songs. And even if a producer is going to do that for you, but there will be some elements that will come from you naturally. How do you do that? How do you employ that in your music?
Yeah, of course. And all the music that I have been working on, originality, I always consider it in everything that I'm doing. Understand that? Hope nekuma dini.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I moved Muhammad. Yeah.
Okay. When mansuma creativity, when I'm working songs, when doing songs, they consider the first thing, which is originality. Because if you you can have an inspiration from some sources, but having inspiration from those sources doesn't necessarily mean that you can turn that inspiration to something new, something that belongs to you. You understand? And then when the copyright meaning like it has to be something, your intellectual property, something, and it's from your own creation. So man, when I get there, damas a lot. You understand? Dama understand that, okay, right now I'm in the Gambia. There are so many lot of things which I can tap into and then make something out of that. You understand? That's why man, when you listen to Barhama, there are so many different sounds in the Gambia. But man, I'm not suma way. What my sound always that they always put it from other people what they are doing. You understand? Because originality is what I always consider in everything that I'm doing. Respect
Okay. Thank you so much. And then Ras Askia, I think we will come to Ras with regards to what you do, because I was trying to listen to your songs, and there is a lot of influence from the Jamaican music, and then we are Pan Africans, and even Jamaica is even part of Africa. When we go deeply, we will agree on that.
Yeah.
But again, someone will say, "Oh, Ras Askia, Muhammed Jobate, out of the Gambia, and then on reggae music." So, in your
Yeah.
compositions, do you try to bring the influence of Gambian music or our ethno-cultural, instruments, and fusing them into the music that you do?
I wasn't, like I said earlier, I wasn't doing a lot of that. It wasn't until recently that I was doing that. I think in my line of work, it depends on the people you're working with. And me living here, I was working with a lot of people who are doing reggae and this type of music, which I've been doing a lot of. So I was not working with these original artists like who try to put culture into the music. It wasn't until recently.
Okay.
So now I'm doing a lot of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because we have an artist here, and then we also have an artist manager. So I'm gonna play your song, and we will listen to that song, Imagine, and we can see the kind of composition that you are doing. Let
Yeah.
us.
So we can imagine.
Yeah, we can
Imagine how you need a better life. Can you imagine? We all need a better life. Suppose me rich like man a Bill Gates. Buy out Senegal and build a big gate. Everyone who did the boat come and grab a big plate. Reinforcement again and all the soldiers are flame. Imagine if Germany did a come back. The man they have the scene of the airport locked. Then him start warfare, make the place run hot. I wonder if the TRC them ever stop. Imagine if Sarah Savali never left. Right now when him they out a gunshot, him a go get feed him out of people who not disrespect. Not to mention the amount of life we not detect. Imagine if we never had a new government. Everybody a go try to find a way to go foreign. Imagine all the good people that will be suffering. No. Imagine if we never had no corrupt police officers. And you never hear no man about police officer. One stop me in my car and take the keys, officer. Them the line us up, but we don't need officers. Never had no corrupt police officers. You never hear no man about police officer. You want stop me in my car and take the keys, officer. Them the line us up, but we don't need. Imagine if Papa Joe came back to life. Anything you want to sell the man they go buy. Imagine if Kolosi said he didn't have to die. Then we will have the answers to all these lies. Imagine if Lawyer Dabo was the president. Will justice be served like supposed to every man? And imagine if Spices was in the parliament. The dance hall parties wouldn't be high again. Imagine if the government.
Rasaskia, Muhammad Sumareh, and Barhama. Imagine if
Okay.
is in the parliament.
Yeah.
That part of the song is the killer one. Imagine if Pisces is in the parliament.
That's the killer one.
That's the killer one. I like that part of the song. And
Super.
we are not here for politics, but you said imagine if Lawyer Dabo was the president, whether the people will have the justice that they need.
Yes.
Imagine if Baba Job could be brought back to life. Imagine if Rose could be brought back to life. So it's like a fusion of our situation, our political situation in the Gambia. And the reason I have to play this song is because the artist sitting right there, Barham Cham, he has turned his music into social justice advocacy. And I've been seeing him working with the I don't know, the Youth Coalition on Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights. He was also working with Child Right Advocacy Program in the Gambia. So they are using him a lot. But can you tell us something about that? What brings you to using your music as a tool for social change and social transformation?
Yeah, bro. First of all, before saying anything, I have to salute my bro for the good song. You know what I'm saying? You see, and then imagine Pisces was in the parliament, you know, ghetto youths are gonna be represented 100%, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, bro, uh, when I realized that I have the voice,
Mhm.
and when I sing, people listen to me. Echo me.
Mohammed, can you put your microphone? You just put your microphone. Mute your microphone. Then Barham can speak better. Gena, good. Yeah.
Wow, good. You understand?
Mhm.
I live, come lu ma ko waxee woon si njëlbeen, I live in an environment whereby I see so many things because man, si street bi laa yaroo. Everybody who knows Sanchaba understand ne Sanchaba nekkul ne rich people yaa fa dëkka. You understand?
Mhm.
So xale bu góor bu dëgër boppa laa woon di grind si street bi see so many things that di nga xamoon ne time bu ma nekkoon doo su ma sañoon it wouldn't have been like that.
Mhm.
But I couldn't change anything because those at that moment I was powerless. I was just that kid. You
Mhm.
understand? So when I become a musician, I understand that okay, right now my voice have given me the power.
Mhm.
So this voice I want to use it rightly, right? You want to use it the right way. You understand? Because we've been blessed with the voice to sing. But the question one day will be, what do you use this voice for? You
Mhm.
understand? Then I decided uh, to to push set for a purpose being nga in a word standing for. You
Mhm.
understand? Then sila understand ne if I want to do a music, but this music that I'm doing mu nekk a tool for social, social transformation, then I have to bring in advocacy in it. You
Mhm.
understand? Sing about things affecting the society. So,
Mhm.
and then things affecting the society, gender-based violence is part of it.
Mhm.
Talking about, silencing the gun or violence, ending violence. You understand? So many things. Sing, I mean, society bank of face, like man, I always want to be part of those people. Ning, I mean, dinako advocate for, but in a civilized way. You understand?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because I'm not coming to fight, I'm not coming to insult you, but I can use the voice, the melody, the harmonies, hang of play in such kind of a way that when it hits you, you will feel the emotions, but deep down you will understand that the key one madiga. That
Exactly.
understand that. You understand?
Exactly.
So I decided to use my music for see that way. So instead of hamga doing me for the glitz and the glamour, bro, I I choose the service for humanity. That's the
Why
reason.
I don't want to cut you, but I mean, we have seen that you are rolling with the roller coasters because UNDP, United Nations Development Program, they are
Yeah.
contracting you. You're getting a lot of money from them.
No. Anyway, at the initial point of this advocacy aspect, I wasn't doing it for the monetary side because God knows ne, it's the passion first before the money. You understand?
Hmm.
So I was trying to do something that I'm passionate about. You understand? And not in a Mako Wahefini, but whosoever knows Barhama, you understand that I'm a very cool guy to roll with. I'm a very
Hmm.
peaceful guy. I'm somebody that love to celebrate women and little kids, children. You
Hmm.
understand? So those are things that I love, even Balama Neka and advocacy. So I was on a journey. See this
Hmm.
journey I was Yala
Hmm.
Def ma meet with this UN organization that are also advocating for the same cost. Then
Hmm.
they recognize my talent. Then we
Hmm.
working, we working. Though I haven't hit millions yet,
Hmm.
and then, but who knows in the future? I got projects that I'm coming with. Hopefully something can happen. But any million that I have from this advocacy, it's going back to the people that I'm doing this advocacy for.
Exactly. And that
Yeah.
is the good part of it, because it helps you to connect with different people. And I could remember Benjamin Cisse was
Mm.
also a climate change advocate. So he was going to different places and, before he finally came to Germany. So
Mm.
that is very important. So we love what you are doing. Keep it, be committed, and then serve your community. As
Thanks so
musicians,
much.
you are ambassadors, so you
Hmm.
are role models, and then
Yeah.
we want to, use your music to be able to advocate for the
Mm.
ills of the society and to
Yeah.
spread it in such a way that you can raise awareness to the communities.
For good.
Thank you so much, Baraham, for the
Mm.
good work you are doing. So we will
Thanks so
come
much.
back to our guest, the big man, Muhammed Sumareh. Mohammed, we want you to give us the dates and the criteria, because you were talking about the criteria. A lot of people are saying that, oh, the Musicians Union of the Gambia, they don't want everyone to come there, because even the DJs, the promoters, and the producers, most of them will complain, oh, we all want to be part of the music union. But who should be part of the Musicians Union of the Gambia? That should be clear. That should be clear to the people.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Banja. First thing, to be a member of the Musician Union of the Gambia, you must be an artist. And that you must be a musician who play instruments and sing. You understand? That is number one priority. That is number one. Number two, you to register being an instrument player. Either you're going to register single-handedly or your band will register. That's another category. Category 3, all genre, the tradition category, the contemporary, all of them must register to be a member of the Musician Union, because the interest of the Musician Union is to protect the interest of musicians who compose and arrange, and they work with producers, because our major members within the union, their main opportunity, what they will expect in the music business, is to work with producers and labels. And on that, you need some technicality you need to know under copyright laws. Presently, as a producer, so you as an artist, actually, if you want to work with a producer, what is the criteria? You understand? So these are the 4 categories or 3 categories that you need to have to be a member of the Musician Union.
Okay.
Being a musician, a singer, you register individually or a group. So based on that, any contract deal you have with any producer or any organizer, you will come to the Musician Union. We're going to advise you. Nakala, because honestly, I'm not part of this. The owner of the producer. That producer own those things. I'm not part of the artist being. Your way can be, but no I'm not contractual. I'm the supposed to family. Your ownership you give.
Okay.
You understand? So that's why it's important the Gambian artist to register the Musician Union. The copyright law we are talking about. Anytime Morocco implement, most of the producers will only work. Because most of the artists have just a verbal agreement with most of engineers, producers to record their beats. But any agreement, legal documents is in place, justify this beat is owned by me. So the importance of the register of the union is to give you a clear consent about what you are doing and how you can protect your works. But we have 2 representatives in the collective society. And the copyright law cannot be implemented if Gambian musicians are not together and they are not ready for change. The Gambian music producers, they must come together because they have more role in the copyright law implementation.
Okay.
So these 2 stakeholders must ready. Because if now all these radios, televisions need to pay royalties, what kind of procedures they need to use according to the Copyright Act of the Gambia? So we must be together. So, and that happen, the stakeholders must ready for change, and that the producers must lead the game, nationally, internationally. So that all products you produce Gambia, you can able to exploit it in the Gambia, and then outlets internationally through those Gambian producers based in diasporas. You explore those platforms. But presently, we don't have any major platform in diaspora. So if you produce a better album here, but then they focus you. So the regulatory system must be there. And that the Musician Union is leading that. Because we have more role in the music business. That's why we are saying, let Gambian artists come together and register the Musician Union on the 17th of this month at Monument Westfield. From there, we'll know what is next. All this complaint cannot be solved without if we are not together. We must be together.
Thank you so much. Somebody is trying to say, I want to read the text messages that are coming now. Someone is saying, but Mr. Sumareh, why does a singer, songwriter have to be able to play an instrument? And then he came again and said, I think you can be a singer, songwriter without being able to play any instrument. Yeah, that is true. Askia, can you answer that
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. I think first of all, if there's a union called the Musicians Union, should be about musicians, regardless of playing instruments or not playing instruments. If you are a musician, you are allowed to be a part of that union.
exactly.
You understand? So the worry is not about playing instruments, it's about calling yourself a musician and registering in this union and making sure your rights and everything is protected and giving the other people their rights.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what he is trying to say, because even a songwriter is also part of the musicians union. You can call him
But even a producer is also a songwriter, because once I produce a beat,
Mhm.
the composition is registered as songwriting.
As a songwriter. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what I intended to say, because that is the reason why we have multiple registrations.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people argue that over the years, that why is it that you have to be a producer and then you have to go to the musicians union, you have to register with the National Center for Arts and Culture. So I give them one big example. I buy my car and I go to
Mhm.
the police department. I have what you call a road tax. I have an
Yeah.
insurance for this same car that I bought with my own money. And then,
Mhm.
you also pay for, you pay the road tax. You also pay for the, I don't know, the number plate. You go to the police. The
Mhm.
police are the ones who are giving that to you. So that is a multiple registration. So in music also, you can be a producer, but a producer
Mhm.
who is doing composition, so it's
Yeah.
directly like a musician, because you are composing the beat, or you are composing the elements that are bringing together a song, so you are part of that composition. So exclusively you could be registered under the musicians union. But again, the musicians union of the Gambia also, I think, Mohammed, you have what you call affiliation. So you are
Mhm.
affiliating with different sector players, like the producers association, the promoters association,
Yes.
also music managers, and even lawyers.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so that is
Yeah.
clear. So
Actually, that's the way things is going.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah. No love for we have affirmative members. That's why I was saying that Kalilu, we cannot implement the copyright law of this country if these two stakeholders are not together.
okay,
The producers they have more powerful game in the music business globally.
mm-hmm,
So the producers must lead the game because they are the people who have labels.
mm-hmm,
They are the people who have their own equipment producing artists. So those people need to ready to lead the
mm-hmm,
game. So the union will be there to bring all these artists to understand, you know why? This is the way the game is going on. So based on this, we
Mhm.
interconnect the game, the system. But that reality, in fact, how many radio stations we have now? You don't have any mandate to say all the radio stations, your 10% net profit, you need to pay to the collective society. How many artists are ready now to go and register their works in copyright law? Bureau at NCAC. But President, no matter the copyright law is not implemented forcefully, fully, but it's a mandate to every producer or an artist to go and register your works on the Copyright Bureau. And that is under the National Center for Arts and Culture. So collective society is an independent body who's, we have different artistic associations who represent, they have representatives on that collective society. Their mandate is to collect royalties in different outlets through Ministry of Finance, through GRA. But if you have to collect those works you need to register them
exactly, exactly.
and you start exporting them to the radios and television. So that system is not in place. So le petrol as far as we don't put a system. He's there in Austria.
Mm-hmm,
Everything we have already put in a system.
mm-hmm,
So it's the same thing we need in the Gambia. But the Gambian producers and investors who have big names in the system, they must come and ready to change, to make change and invest.
Okay,
You
thank
know,
you so much,
that
Mohammed.
cannot
I
be
think that is
there. And
clear.
that's why the industry is
I
struggling.
think that is very clear. The role of the musicians union is very clear. Is to get the musicians together and then defend their rights and interests. The collecting
Yeah.
society of the Gambia have a role to play where you have two representatives of the musicians union of the Gambia. So it shows to the people how important is to join the music union of the Gambia. So we will go back to Barham, but before that, there is this Jongoma. Barham, he said he likes to protect women. So yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
you,
Yes,
you
sir.
you like you like to protect women. So I'm also like that. So I'm gonna play this song and we can listen. Jongoma.
Ah,
Ya ibu semua kolak semua yaran, ya mata kena kendaran, ya belum
ya
mau
belum
ya mau
ya aku ke
ya semua sangga sangga yaran, jadi kita kita kami cukup yaran, ya pertama ni malaikat di malera. Jongo mai, hey why, gama gane. Jungle my, wow, wow, you must be my. Jungle my, you're rich, jungle my, jungle my, how are you my? Suma gizu, suma jungle my, the family fe Barhama die, manza kamu malina kala, yeah. Gisla regla de mana mula, soy de mati yo di maya bari, manza kamu manina kalai sere. Suma gize, suma jongoma, happiness bubarila indar. I can feel every beat of my heart, mare. What to do for you, kamu masa, you do blow every part of my mind.
Gultah
Manza
ma
kamu
fecha de
manina kalai.
kejar bro
Bukumaga
buku
sorry,
mangga
sorry.
sorry
I don't wanna be lonely. Bukunala take joni joni. So makola mayoni. Bukumanga sorry, sorry, sorry. I don't wanna be lonely. Bukunala take joni joni. So makola mayoni. Jongo mai.
Oh.
Hey why gama gane. Jongo
Yeah.
mai. Jongo
Barham, give us
wow.
an acapella before we come to the music. Give us an acapella.
Mene, yai buri summa kolak summa yaram, iya mata kane kendanan, lepuluma am yo yama ko gainalwai, yai summa sanga sanga yaram, jodega dega daga ami jiko yaram, refet bemeli malaika di maleralwai, kun jongo mai, tewai gamagane, jongo mai.
That's right.
Wow, yun nga dokenik na mae. Wow.
You know,
Ay,
you
chamahalan
know,
niya.
yeah. Well, thank you so much, brother. And that was the reason why we said the melodious Barham Cham. We know you as a great singer and someone who has been committed over the
Yeah.
years. And we have a producer. How do you feel about the song?
Um, I think, well, in my assessment, not because he's here, but I think Barham has one of the most amazing voice in this young generation music.
Exactly.
I don't know a lot of people who have a better voice, but that's my
That's your
Yaba.
take. That's your
yeah.
take.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
I don't want to comment on this song. I'm just talking about the artist in general. So
Yeah,
whatever
true.
comes out, it's good for me.
Exactly. 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 And I think the same way. And Mohammed, if I have to give Mohammed the floor, then he will not do justice to Barham because we know them together. So people will not take him seriously because yeah, Sakotola. So Mohammed,
Mokotola.
give him a bit. More likely, a producer will come from America and pick you.
No,
Mohammed, what do you
no,
say?
Mane, no, no, I must say something on this part
Uh-huh.
because actual is not surprise for me for over years because I know Braham with a very determination, focus on representing the nation. And I believe that after the graduation from the Mandimori Youth Music Academy, Braham will be among the best artists in this country because I know what he can able to do. They all went through this Manfopa, Mandimori Youth Music Academy to have the basic knowledge about music. And he already achieved that because Braham is among the best players of the Mandimori Youth Music Academy first batch. So it's not surprise. Braham Lumunta Amrex Argrek, man every day dina proud and dina contanda. Sentu nako. You know, artist, my artist nini. You must be a very visionable singer to get your dream true in this music business. Because a producer cannot listen to you if you don't have any global mind or global concept in your lyrics. So basically, I know he's a full package, and any artist or any producer who work with him, you will achieve your dream out of this works between you and Braham, because I know he's a very good artist.
All right.
No doubt for that.
Thank you so
I have
much,
his
Mohammed.
resources up to
That
now.
is why
All
I
the
said,
records
yeah.
you do in the
If I
so
give you the floor.
on that side is
Yeah. Thank you so much, manager. I know that. And if you talk about me,
yeah,
then, you know, oh my God, I will not wake up tomorrow morning. So, but anyway, thank you so much. Lol Mota,
yeah,
you
of
go
course,
or
of course.
manager. Lol Mota, we know what he has been doing
Buba.
for the music
Yeah.
industry. Listen.
Really, because Moma Moja Soko say they are moving. They all have these live band setups. They are moving.
Exactly.
They are moving.
Exactly.
That's why we say music
And
education.
that's why we say music education. We need to give this education to young artists.
Exactly. Exactly. So I want to come to our producer because there is something very important and that will take us to the end of this program, but not like we are concluding now, but that will lead us to the end of the program. Now we are talking
Okay.
about working relationship. We were talking about registration of the music union. We were talking about um, the copyright, intellectual property right. We were
Yeah.
talking about also originality, like bringing into our music our culture and tradition, which is the Gambian culture and tradition. And
Yeah.
most often than not, people will argue to the fact that music is a universal language. It doesn't matter what kind of music that you do, but whatever music genre that you are going to be part of, you should be able to master that craft. So, Mr. Producer, I want to know your working relationship with the artists over the years with regards to the work that you do for them, because that is the basis for us to be able to create what you call a kind of a database, and also that relationship between the producer and the artist, and the producer and an executive producer, because an executive producer can invest his resources into an artist's career to ensure that this he got a finished package that will be marketable in the world. So how do you go about that?
Um. Yeah, I always ask for people to rephrase questions like this when complications are coming in the speech.
So yeah, that is what I want to do quickly, because you know people complain when they are
Uh-huh.
with friends, but
Yeah.
again when we sit in
Complain
platforms,
like about what?
yeah, I said people complain most of the time. Oh, like we were talking about that the artist will not be able to know exactly what belongs to him because he paid a producer and the producer make the song. So the artist is thinking that, okay, I paid the producer, so then he made the song for me, and then it's over. So the artist doesn't understand to the fact that if that music is being played somewhere else, through the intellectual property right, the producer have a stake in that song. So do you?
Yeah,
Do you,
I
do
think
you yeah.
I think all these things are actually very easy to understand, because let's use an example and say, even if you feel like you were created, you have God. Before you praise your God, you have to know Him, which means before you do all these things and go pay a producer and feel like I own this, you have to actually know what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I was not a producer, if I was gonna take my money and go to a studio and pay the producer, I would have to talk to the producer and find out what I own and what he owns in the end result.
Okay. And
But
how do you?
artists have this responsibility to find out, to know. That's why artists have managers, they have PR, they have this and that. So everything can be in place. Maybe you, the artist, your job is to sing and just sing. There are other people who are supposed to do this, who know this.
So do you have a method in place? That is what I want to know. Do you have a method in place that simplifies exactly what belongs to you and what belongs to the artist?
The artists I work with,
Mm-hmm.
when you pay your money, I write you a contract, and in the contract it states what you own and what I own.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And then you have a choice to sign it or not to sign it. And then if you do, we're good. If you don't, it's all good too.
Okay.
But it has to be stated in the paper.
In the paper, in the contractual paper. And that is very important, that is surfacing into the discussion. And that is what I really want to hear. Not actually want to hear, but it is important that we get that straight. So there is a contractual agreement that you, as a producer, will enter into with the artist that you are working with. So we want to throw that to Barham, because as of now, he is one of the promising Gambian musicians. So, Barham, are you going through that same process in the Gambia? On your honest opinion, the producers that are working with you, do they enter into contractual agreements with you with regards to what belongs to you and what belongs to them at the end of the day, that there should be no conflicting situations?
Okay, first of all, before saying anything, I have to appreciate the compliment, you know what I'm saying? Because, some of it maybe neko si man, you know what I'm saying? But you guys, so, guys, all of mune kuha mbahi jamu, dafa feka nga bah. You understand? Askia, man, I know how great he is in real sense and how open-minded he is. The same thing applies to Muhammed, he has been a brother from day one. You understand? Okay, to be honest, in the Gambia, very rare. Man, with all the producers that I've worked with, they put pen to paper that we have to agree on this and this is what you're gonna own, and this is what you're gonna own. It all goes back to the after artists understanding the Gambian music scene is not even structured up to a certain extent. So most of us, we already have the mind that why signing papers for a song while this song is not gonna bring money? You understand? Not knowing that it can make money in the future. You understand? So most of us are working for the present tense, but not for future. You understand? I think that's how most of the producer were thinking from now. But right now, it's changing. Most of the time, what I used to do is like most of the time I will always appreciate to sign papers when I'm working. But I mean, if all the other party that you're working with, all he understand mooy ne moom song ñëw na nga fay ko rek mu rekotal la te moom understand lan mooy njëriñam si song boobu ak lan mooy njëriñi artiste bu ko fay. You understand? Because Askia mu ngi wax lu am solo fii nii yàlla mi nga xam ne ñun ñëpp xam nañ ko xam nga ne existe na but tamit pour nga njëriñoo wasipa bi foog yow sa bopp nga door a xam ne ok kon ndeke yàlla existe lii ak ak nii la war a demee. You understand?
Mm.
Foog naa ne the knowledge mooy the number one thing. Then after knowing, then di nga mën a get into all those things because di nga understand ne okay, this is what belongs to me and this is what belongs to the person that I am paying to record this thing to me, not just xaalis bi ma ko jox.
Yeah.
Man,
But I think the reason I have to raise that
on the right,
question.
musuma put pen on it.
Yeah. So the reason I have to raise that question is because there is a vacuum that is created in the cultural sector of the Gambia, like the music industry. There is a vacuum. So the vacuum is just like the ozone. We have the Atlantic ozone in Banjul.
Ozone, yeah.
So I can come with a glass like this, and I can put it in the water and take what I want to take. And someone can come with 10 barrels and then dip inside the water and go with the 10 barrel. And then another person can come with maybe probably like, I don't know how to call it. And then he can take whatever he wants to take. So it means it is not regulated. So the regulatory framework that should be there to be able to guide the process is what is created. The vacuum is there. So then people just come and do whatever they want to do. So the challenge is, that is the reason why the radio station is not going to pay Barham because of they are playing your music on the radio. And that is the reason why they will not pay Askia because of Askia is the one who is producing that song. And then we are talking about social justice. We are always crying out when politicians do something wrong. But we should also remember that the intellectual property right and copyright framework is just like human right to the musicians. That is your basic human right. So, so you shouldn't go without making those contractual agreements. They should be there, and that is the reason why we have also the Musicians Union of the Gambia to be able to protect the artists, so that when they come, when you sign a contract with Askia, you can send it to the Musicians Union. They can send it to their lawyer, and the lawyer can also go through the document to see if your interest is being protected. That is also very important. So that is the process. I think we should start to listen to each other. We should start to dialogue. We should start to be able to disagree to agree. We should start to start this conversation all the time, and that is the reason why the Gambia Talents TV is here to get this knowledge out, to listen to you, the ones who are doing these things, so that we can get to the bottom of the truth and keep it out, so that people can be able to learn from it. Yeah, so that is the reason why we are sharing this platform. And I am very great that with open-mindedness, you people are speaking the truth, and then you are telling us exactly what is happening in the Gambia. And this is very important.
Yeah.
So, Barhama, it seems you want to say something. Yeah.
I just want to come back to what you were saying about that discussion, that coming together as one people, because industry bi ben industry la but different sector ñoko bilandor, you understand. You have the producers feeling, you have the promoters feeling, you have the artists and other people ñi nga xamné they are not even writers and all those people. Come gis nga, if we are not ready to dialogue, if we are not ready to sit together, discuss issues, disagree to agree, sometimes even so necessary ne ñu halal kotante sa, but daf ko jar because that's how change happen, you understand. And then industry bi soko setluwe dafa am koto yi ñu bari ñi nga xamne they have been doing a lot for the industry just to make sure that ne ñu taxawal ko, but an individual cannot make this happen. You understand? An individual cannot make this happen. And then everything starts from the artist. Ñi nga xamne ne ñom ñoo am the talent, and at the same time ñom ñoo soxla the producers, because kii ni naka la si conversation bi si doorin bi am na benn bagage boo lañ sparkton te dama fa bëgg a laal, because some of us artists yi we can work with the producers suñ la soxlee, but after having what we want You commence behave some kind of a way because we are always at the picture, artist bi la ñoo gis, but most people don't understand ne soo gisee artist bi ñu ko yuuxu dafa fekk mu am song te song bi producer moo ko defar. You understand? So there should be that gratefulness. For ñun tamit ñu understand ne we have to be grateful to the people that make us who we are, even su nekkee pen and paper taxawut fa sax, and then relationship bi gën a smooth. You take that relationship to the promoter, that relationship to the other sectors. Then if everything goes like that, ku nekk di nga indi sa mind, sa understanding on how to build this industry forward, and then we can make it happen. You understand? So man daal si suma xelaat bu gàtta loolu laa think de war nañ ko gën a sóoraale. And then before ma conclude, I'm seeing some beautiful texts messages si comment section bi. Alaji Omar Jonga, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so many people.
Yeah,
Omar Jonga, yeah, you see, appreciate everything,
Yeah, we will read them out later on.
Yeah,
We will read them out. So Askia and Muhammed, Barham has just break the iceberg. I think he as a musician, hearing that from him, I think that is a starting point for us to be able to engage our musicians. And then the advocacy he is doing for UNDP and collecting monies. Why not the Gambia Music Union? You start with him. Start with him for him to promote you. Because I think,
of course,
so when are you having your
like just to come back to the topic where we want every Gambian artist to understand that the musician, on the 17th of this month, let's meet at Monument Westfield from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and we are expecting every single Gambian artist will have access to this registration, and let's come together, and everybody, you register and have your membership card and your annual contribution. Based on that, we will make sure the interest of the artists be protected by activities and programs to create this awareness. The industry cannot go if the artists are not leading. You need to understand this. Because of the producers will have their cash flow, have their own equipment, everything, but then they expect packaging from the artists. And those artists must be ready to protect their own rights. And they have to understand the business component in the music, in the showbiz. They have to understand that your pension scheme in the music business, next 50 years, if actually your works are not aligned. And to understand those procedures and process, you must be a member to have those opportunities in informations, in documentations with our legal experts to advise our members. So we are calling every single Gambian artist to come and register to the union. Second topic, that is regarding the regulation of the industry. The diaspora producers, the Gambian producers who are living here, they must connect. They must be together to see how best this corporate law will be implemented. Askia can be able to come in with his products and exploit it in the Gambia. They can be able to take production from the Gambia and exploit it at the diaspora. But that chain system must be in place. Without that, we will always be narrating, giving story, nothing will happen.
Okay.
And that is not our dream.
Thank you.
Our dream is to develop the industry. Artists.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
I'm just saying,
we
like,
don't want to continue
from 300.
You said we don't want to continue narrating stories. Thank you so much, because we are almost to the hour mark, to the end of the program. So I just want to hear the perspective of Ras, Askia also, with regards to what Barham was saying, and generally with regards to the industry. And before we take you all back again, one round to finish the program.
Yeah, I think Gambia has been making a lot of great music over the years. But the problem with the music is we don't really know what we're doing. We're just making it. You understand? But we need to have targets, and we need to understand, like I said, understand what you're doing, have a target, and know what it can bring for you and everyone else that is involved in it. You understand? Because I know for an example, like You're saying if they use Barhama and do this and go and register it to the union, or you have a paper and then the union will have their lawyer take a look at it. I think it shouldn't reach that. I think Barham's lawyer himself should take a look at it so he knows if it's good for Barham, but not the union. I don't think it's the union's job.
Yeah,
My opinion.
Yeah, that
And
can be done. That can be done because when an artist, every artist is like a company. I used to say that.
yeah,
So
exactly. But the company makes their decisions and then they bring it to the other people.
Exactly.
So the union can do that later on, but he has to have a lawyer to do it first on his own.
That is right. That is right.
Yeah.
That is right. That is right.
Yeah.
So
And
an artist being a company, that is the employment relationship that you have with different stakeholders. Because you can have yourself a lawyer, you can even have a bodyguard. I used to say that artists have bodyguards. You have a promoter, you have a DJ. All these people are employed by you as a musician. So
yeah.
there is nothing wrong for an artist to have a lawyer to review his contractual agreements. But
Yeah.
again, like I said before, if you have the Musicians Union of the Gambia, and then most
Yeah.
of the artists would not be able to render the service of a manager, rather to say a lawyer could be able to go through the Musicians Union to do those services for them.
But this has always been the problem of the industry then, because if the artist cannot afford that or cannot do that, or there's nobody to help them do that, then they won't understand what they're doing. And if you don't understand what you're doing, you tend to make mistakes.
Exactly. That is
And
right.
this is the repetitive cycle. That's the same thing that's been happening.
Exactly. That is the reality, and then I must say to the fact that that is the very reason why artists coming together to serve their own institution, which is the Music Union of the Gambia, will empower them to have those components so that when they have issues, then it
Hmm.
could be remedied through
True.
those processes. Yeah, so
True.
that is also an oversight that have been happening over the years because of the
Mm.
fact that the very people whose conditions and situations really matter
Yeah.
don't recognize their own institutions, and at the end
Yeah.
of the
True.
day, yeah, it brings problems. But anyway, we are very clear in those areas, and then I have observed some of good points that are coming from both of you, and I will take note of that and probably help our colleagues who are running the Musicians Union of the Gambia for them to be careful of those points.
Yeah.
Mohammed, you want to say something? What do you want to say?
Yeah. I think you're right.
I
Quickly,
just want
in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
clear this part here. Yeah, on this it's a mandate artist to have a proper management. That is 100%. But we already know this situation in the industry in the Gambia. We saying that we are going to advise the artists. If the artists have a proper management and you have your legal expert, you have a proper manager who know a music management and copyright law, intellectual property policies, there 100% you need to know what to sign. But looking the history back, how many artists was having a problems with producers and event organizers over the years? So it's based on that. That's why we're saying we're going to counsel you and guide you, but not to do the work of your manager.
Yes, sir.
I'm a music manager. I
Thank
manage
you,
a couple of
Mohammed.
musicians in
Thank
the
you for
Gambia
using the
and
right
outside
word,
Gambia. So
counseling
those are
and
the things.
guiding. That is right.
Yes, sir.
So I think that is clear. We all understand that counseling and guidance through the Music Union of the Gambia. Thank you so much for bringing that point. Hanga sawai yaga na fa. So lolu len don xaar pour point bobu nono. Jërëjëf
Yes, sir.
Mohammed. Barham,
Mm.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go without asking you this question, and it is going to be an open question,
Mm.
and then that will be my next program.
Yeah.
We were talking about counseling and guidance, but again, there was a problem that a lot of people approach me to say, Kalilu, something serious is happening in the music sector, and then you are not talking about it. I said, okay, I was not even aware. because when the story was emanating, I was doing other things, so I don't even know it. I heard Barham had to go with Bright Star to America. I know it was not your contract, but again, you are part of the group. And what was clear to us is that the promoter, the set
State
promoter,
promoter. Yeah.
yeah, the said promoter, yeah, did what she had to do, but
Yeah.
everything was like it was like a 419. What can you tell us quickly about that, and what was wrong?
Wow. When it comes to that, I will just dinaa si laal lu ndaw rek, but I would go further simply
Yeah.
because of ne understand nga Barhama was part of Bright Stars. It was Bright Stars contract, understand nga, and then they have the idea that because we have been working for quite a while, since day one. I've been one of the few brothers that have been supporting them si yëpp. Te ñoom tamit they have been really really instrumental when it comes to man ak suma projects. So when they have this proposal from the said promoter, then they get back to me understanding that okay kii daf ñu bëgg a yóbbu, but tamit bu ñu bëggee yóbbu we realize that we're doing comedy, but fusing comedy with music, it's gonna be something extraordinary. You understand? So because me and my guitar alone, I can mun naa def show yi àdduna bi bro bi nga thousands of them la ñu entertain, because I've been working on that. So yàlla def nag we were on the journey di réglé, but at the end of the thing we realized that everything was a scam. You understand? But tamit bu mu nekkee scam génnewuma si suma bopp ask in ne it's for Bright Stars ask in Barhama nekkul fa woon, because su waroon na ne ñun ñëpp ñoo ko doon face it together. So su naxaree tamit I am part of the people ñi nga xam ne tamit dama ko face a guy. You understand? But it was really crazy, and everything for now it gets back to this counseling aspect. If I told that body taxawoon na, then Bright Star tamit maybe dinañ doon def certain jegos pour ñëw meet the counseling team, you counsel on how it happens and naka ak naka la dee demee. You understand? But to be honest, this was their first traveling opportunity. You understand? Being a young person, and then when you hear that traveling opportunity happen, and nga xam ne foofu is a land of opportunity fuñ la wax, so you will go for it, trying to do things by yourself and then trying to regulate. But at the end of the day, they realize that it was a scam. But that doesn't mean that they are stupid. They are smart. You understand? But the how to call it, the pion you don't know the play, pion ya garao. Understand?
Yeah. So the only part that baffles me in the whole process, and I must say that, and I said that to the Bright Star people because I spoke to them. What baffles me is that every Gambian love Bright Star.
Yeah, for real.
And then most of the top promoters in the Gambia, they love Bright Star. I don't want to mention names, but I think I should be able to mention names. Now, when they got their program out, number one, it was shared by Latir Kar. And Latir Kar was the one who shared it on his post. That is how I saw it.
Yeah.
I know Wagan was aware of it. And then I know that some of the big promoters in the Gambia are also aware of it. And I know they are working with a lot of companies who love them.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have made that mistake. I'm not blaming them, but I'm saying they shouldn't have made that mistake if they had consulted Latirka, number one, if they have consulted Wagan, number two, and if they have consulted like other people who support them and they know things.
Yeah.
So that is only my take. But apart from that, I wouldn't say anything more. But for me, I was a little bit baffled because
no, actually, obviously, man, to me, it's more than consulting certain people at that point. But at the initial point, understand that it looks so real. You understand? Because hangaman, luta blame Ken. I won't put blame on any of the kids. You understand? Because number one, come number go, man, I have traveled. Understand? Experience be lana happen. You understand? our traveling to Sweden with 6 people, how difficult it was. You understand? Talk less of to United States. I have that idea, but I mean, there are certain things in the so you don't know what is what. You understand? And I was on my side. When they're done with their thing, then I was gonna sign a
Yeah.
contract with them, but the major contract was ñoom la woon. So du ma leen nekk di back or di back suñ boppa. But daal foog naa ne it also yëpp dafa delluwaat back to the consultation booy wax
So
nii rek.
I will just give you a statement on what you said about your Swedish contract. This is very important for Gambians to know that 6 Gambian artists traveled to Sweden. It was not a magic, but it was due process, because the project coordinator of Selam visited Gambia in 2014. They conducted a study with the Musicians Union of the Gambia and Mandimori Foundation for Performing Arts. They were looking into the cultural sector of the Gambia to know the problems that are happening and which we are encountering. So there is an agency in Sweden called the Swedish International Development Agency. They call it SIDA. So SIDA was the one that was supporting Selam to be able to carry that survey in the Gambia. So upon the report that was produced by the Musicians Union and Mandimori Foundation for Performing Arts, that was what Selam used to be able to do an activity. They call it a cultural exchange program between the Gambia and Sweden. There is no way, because the two countries were already aware of the activity, because the activity has started through a project that has been implemented in the Gambia. So that was the reason why your visa application was not as difficult as it's supposed to be, because the due processes were met. So we cannot bring that into this program, but maybe we will have the opportunity to talk about things like this. This is what we were talking about.
It's really important.
The lack of awareness, the lack of awareness that is happening with regards to what is happening in this sector, and it's important for people to know. So it's good that we will not be able to say, okay, this is a fault here, so people have to talk about it. But again, we have to learn a lesson. Lessons
it's a lesson time. Yeah,
it's a lesson. Lessons have to be learned. So
it was tough, man. It was.
Yeah, for just giving us a gist of that that activity. But we hope that next time everything will come right. Yeah. So finally, Barham, you are having a project coming. You want to launch your album. When do you do that?
Yeah, when talking about my album, I did not talk outside because I'm, because it's something that is really, really important to me. I've been in the industry for quite a while. Yaga na yagu, you understand? But over the years, I was trying to develop myself, putting a full package. You understand? Because what it takes for an artist to be a full package is not easy. You understand? I might have the voice, a nice melody voice, but knowing how to use the voice is something. You understand? I might have the voice, but trying to play an instrument is another thing. You understand? Trying to play with the live band up to an extent, people will appreciate. That's something else. And the last thing, Monica, trying to equip yourself with enough information, because we sing information like sohla. So I don't want to be one of those musicians who can sing well, but so toge mom diko interviews so wahe be nga heb ko si wahe nam xam nga. It's very important. So I've been searching for myself. Santa yalla nen bu ma demé ba gis tuti haw ma ne gis na yeb, then I have to now it's time for me to release my project. But this project too, I was thinking of what to do, the concept. You understand? So see, like this, I have been an activist, advocating about so many issues affecting my society and my people. So right now, my album, so release, it have to be something around peace. togetherness, unity. You understand? So this album is gonna be my first album, and then Manko plan pour release ko on the 23rd of October. And the purpose of the album is to use music as a tool to advocate for peace and togetherness, especially within the young people. Because now Gambia ñu ngi nekk si benn place bi nga xam ne environment bi is really really crazy. Hate speeches is out there. Kii a ngi fële wax, kii a ngi wax fële ne le. So ñun musicians yi, it's always right for us to be out there, talk to our people, to be out there trying to counter those negative speeches you happen by feeding the people with positive messages about peace, how important it is for us to protect that peace that we have, you understand? We are called the Smiling Coast for a reason. So the album is going to be centered around peace and togetherness. Understand? So I want to launch it on the 23rd of October, and then I want to launch it at Q City. So gen ñaanal ma si bu baax, you understand? Because Askia borom baax la, xam nga moom borom xelaat la, bro.
Man suma amee VIP ticket bi rek yaa ngi cool.
No, yang si biir yow bu worry, VIP la laa jox. So
Yes, sir.
that's the project right now. Understand nga mbuba mi laa sol nii sa am, the branding side of it. So maa ngi si kawam daal,
Okay, so you have a merchandise that is going on. So you
Yeah.
set that on the ground before the actual album. So gis nañ ne daal léegi kay moom sant yàlla daal mun nañoo wax ne thank God,
Yeah.
some of the things that musicians need to do over the years, you are doing that. I think
Yeah.
based on the long years of advocacy with regards to what musicians need to do, now the young generation is benefiting from that. So people like you don't need to complain.
Yeah.
Barhama,
No, I have not been a complainer, man. I'm this guy kind of, I'm the action guy though. I keep quiet and then do the move.
Will complain. Yeah, we have to thank Muhammed Sumareh and his team for the long years of serving the musicians by making sure that the Gambians better understand and appreciate our Gambian music. And nowadays, nobody is going to complain of all the shows that I am seeing full to capacity. I could remember when we were making Reggae Festival. There was an artist who approached me and said, "Wow, the sound system, boy, Carl, the sound system is so great." Because musicians, they like it when the sound system is good. So it doesn't matter if they don't even have money, but if the sound system is good and they can perform good, the artists are great. But now,
Sure.
and even if you bring like one speaker, the show is full. So Santa Yala, don't worry. Thank you guys for being committed and then working towards the cause. Askia, what do you want to say about that before we come to Muhammad? Because Muhammad more take affair. So what do you say to that? How do you see the music industry of the Gambia before Muhammad move take with a soft note? Yeah.
Well, I think we are getting more, like we're getting the support we need from our people, which is very important. So I think it's growing in that aspect. On the logistic part, we still have a lot of work to do, but we're getting there.
Okay, and then how do you? What is the logistic part? Because that is generic. It is very general. Can you help us so that we can be able?
That would probably be another 2-hour conversation. I think we touch all those points here.
Exactly. I like that. Okay, let us not prolong the discussion. So the logistic part, on the side of people appreciating our music, we all know that now no one need to complain. We can't complain. Again, on the logistic side, the management aspect, the intellectual property management aspect, and then also the education part, and then learning. And thank God also there is a new music academy that is coming into the Gambia, a very vibrant one. I had the opportunity to talk to the owner, some time ago. So that is also coming. So things are coming up. Mr. Sumareh, the PRO, the how do we say it? We say you are the how do you say it? There is a word we say. We say you are the mouthpiece of the Musicians Union of the Gambia, the big organization. So how do you see
Yeah.
generally the Gambian the music sector?
Alhamdulillah, because seeing how the struggle started, early 90s, up to now, we can see the appreciation of appreciating Gambian music. We have already achieved that one. And looking that appreciation angle in terms of performance, we already achieved that. Looking the media components from 2 radio stations to 20, we achieved that. And if we come personally to have some economic benefit for some of artists to benefit it, we achieve some of them. But looking the context of the regulational system for ownership of those works, which is is a content in the music industry, collective bargaining and collective management, kan momom kan. So li dafa des. I'm saying because like Askia tey am na nga xam ne daf ko protect 100%. Any artist is there. But those regulatory system in the Gambia, artists amuñu ko. Because actually, if they know certain conflict muy happen, artist bi manager bi war na ko advice bu mu dugg si loolu. Su muy dugg suñu dafa am few recommendation or traction mu war a laaj that event organizer. Understand pour mu mun a jox information bala isam di involved. Because mostly if you are organizing a festivals or perform a trip to Europe or America, mostly you meet with immigration. You must have a work permits, and those work permits have to interconnect with the event. So those requirements, if the manager know it, I don't think so artists need to involve. So you have some legal procedures. The entire Gambian artist must know. And the important, you register, you have your catalog, you have your everything together. When you are applying a visa, you'll have some documentation you will need, including your CV and your catalog. You can apply that through the embassy. Based on that, they will just go. Google, bam. They will get your story, everything. So if things are fake or not fake, they will know. So that's why the Musician Union is calling to give counseling to Gambian artists. And to have that, you must be a registered member of the Musician Union. With all the noises when artists have a problem, they say, Union be neku delegate. Limoy time, all those chapters to be closed. 17th of this month, let's meet Westfield. And every single Gambian artist you register from there, you will claim your fundamental right from the union, and you will be ready to protect you and to guide you and counsel you. Based on that, our industry will be ready. But these are 4 areas we achieve, but we need more education because we have more singers than musicians in the Gambia presently. We have more singers than musicians, and you cannot be a expert in composition if you don't play instrument. You must be either guitar or keyboard or drum set or you must be one. You must know one instrument you need to play. Based on that, you can be part of the composition of your beats, or you can lead your composition of your beat in any format.
Okay.
So that education, the young artists need.
Thank you.
And alhamdulillah, we achieve, but we need to thank God and to thank our leaders like Ifan Bondi, Badi Job, Senemitelo, Batelo, coming to Born African Fugitive, they all struggle. But when those people was performing, it's still there's performance. Now we are saying you will pay Ghana artists 100,000, 200,000. But we have already achieved something. But the other things which is behind, we need to interconnect it with the current situation to achieve the future. And that we must tell the story to the younger. I think that's my contribution on that. And I'm thanking you, Kalilu Banja, of inviting the Musician Union into this platform to give information to our members. And we meet at Monument on the 17th of this month for registration process. We want to facilitate for our artists. I think that's a great progress.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much.
I would say we need more.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we are almost at the end of the program. I just want to read out the text messages that we have for tonight because they were also with us. And we want to thank them for tuning in and then being part of the program. So we start with Mafuji Haidara. He said, that's my artist, Barhama. And Pamodu is saying, we celebrate you, Barhama. And Omar Ba is saying, a great show. He said, the show is educational and motivating. He also said that lifting Gambian music to the next level. That's what we are all doing. And he said, Muhammed Sumareh, we read that before. No producer is a composerist. No producer is a composerist. Wow.
No, that was, he was referring to the point when I said when I make a beat for a person, I am registered as a songwriter. That's what he said. No, he said no. The producer is a componist, but he is also that.
Yeah, he is also that. Yeah, again, I understand now. So he wanted to join us on a video conversation. But that couldn't happen because we have our guests here. And Alaji Omar Jongan is saying, feeling grateful can be inspiring. Muhammed and Barhama Suma Sering, greetings from Papa Alaji Jongan. Jonga, Dad. So yeah, your dad is saying, we have Johanna all the way from Poland. Johanna, good evening to you. Yeah. He's also a supporter of one of the Gambian musicians based in Poland. He's a kora player called Mr. Kuyate, Baji Kuyate, so Johanna, and Assalamu alaikum, good evening, everyone. So Chongan is also saying, even though I didn't listen to music, now Barhama, your voice brings warmth to my heart and smiles and face and brings me joy, peace, and a sense of calm after a storm of worries. God bless you, son. Wow. Yeah. Barhama, this is your number one fan. So so it's a nice one. Thank you guys. And what I will do is, we said, if there's supposed to be a dead air, in the media houses, on a radio station, then nobody will have time to listen to a radio station. And that is the reason why they need music, so that they could be able to do advertisements, they could be able to do announcements, and they could be able to do talk shows. So the lifeblood of their service is based on not creating that dead air, which is complemented by music. So the musicians and the producers and the music managers, you play a part in keeping the radio stations. So before we go, I have to play Barham songs again. So I have to play your song again. So we don't need to go with a dead air. So we have to listen to music and then we can finish it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's good, man.
Barkal, this song I have to say something about it, because I have to thank Cyborg. Cyborg, he's the one behind this project.
Okay.
And also we'll thank Datu Sunjay Senior for everything that he has been doing for me. So but I have to say that before my end.
Yeah, well, you will come back to say your last words, and then you can talk about that. And we also have Ras Askia. I will play halfway of your song, and then Ras Askia also. He got some good songs there.
Suma gisul suma jangoma, ta family fe Barhama dai, manza kamu malina kala, yeah. Gisla regla de mana mula, soy de mati au di maya bai, manza kamu malina kala, Suma gizel suma jangoma, happiness bubble like in that, I can feel every beat of my heart, Sumareh. What to do for your hamu masa? You do blow every part of my mind. Mansa kamu malina kala. Buku manga sorry. I don't wanna be lonely. Buku nala jage joni. Suma kola mayoni. Buku manga sorry. I don't wanna be lonely. Buku nala jage joni. Suma kola mayoni. Jongo mai, kaiwai gama karne.
So yes, paragam jongoma. Anga jongoma kay mom suñ lakala. So yo ya xam nak xama jongoma bi la def nak boy yo ya xam. So ya ñu ko wara waxal ak sa last word nga len together because sa jongoma bi ni moy lolu dal. Yeah.
Wow. Nakala. Bamba ko may echo. Mohamed lielo.
Yang echo, so let me mute Muhammed.
Okay, this jongoma, it also come back to being original. You understand? People have been singing for women in general, but they've been using the same name that everybody know. Understand? So many. I am in this part of the world called Senegambia. You understand? And then there are certain words. Whenever you say these words, Senegal ak Gambia rek la nekk. Understand? Nga ñun ñoo jël word bu mel ni jongoma ñu jox ko jigéen and soo déggee lu tax ñu jox jongoma jigéen moo nekk jigéen bi nga xam ne nii taaru na cool na understand nga waaye sometimes ñeneen ñi dañ ko lii ko am yaram so man this song dama lii contradict the concept of what they say jongoma is. You understand? So man to me jongoma is every beautiful woman, understand nga, every beautiful African woman, whether being dark skin or black or white or fair in complexion, somebody who respects herself and someone who should also who we should be treated as a queen. You understand? So it's a song that I record to celebrate every beautiful woman, starting from my own woman, my mom, everybody out there. So that's the concept.
You're married, huh? You're married.
Yeah, I have a beautiful daughter,
Okay, Barhama, I know. Yeah, you are married. Okay,
Yeah,
I've never seen your wife. Is it like Yusundur? People know him.
No,
The wife.
no. The thing, Monica, our industry is crazy. You understand? Askia know what I'm saying. So sometimes you have to be smart enough to hamga the two life, your professional life and your personal life. They shouldn't,
Mixed
they
together.
shouldn't be mixed together. So at an early stage, man, yala dimale na mama understand how to separate the two. So right now, I am a musician. I am the Barhama that everybody know. But when I'm home, I am that Ibrahim Acham that my guys know. So you see, so that's the two things that I always try to separate. Yeah.
Wow. So next time, dañ buga pour dega andi curay ak num ko de.
No. I have songs for that. Yo hangane man, bro. Yo hangane sendura pa flex. So I have songs for that, But come before I conclude, I say a big thanks to everybody you don't say it and then a very big thanks to you, Mr. Banja, and then a big respect to my brothers Askia. You know what I mean? Someone he's a great mind. Someone that I appreciate his work back in the days, and he's really positive. And my big bro Muhammed. Muhammed has been that tough guy on me, and then Santa Yala, all the toughness, bu ma doon woon day one, moom laa gis léegi, because xale soo ko dee yar warloo ko yërëm. Te dimbale na ma a lot since time ma start Mandemori Academy of Performing Arts. You guys have contributed a lot si suma career bi, and then platform bu ma nekk dama ko dee wax gratitude dañ ko war di joxe because loolu noonu yàlla sax moo ko wax nit ki su la defalee lu baax foo toog dafa nécessaire pour nga koo wax. And then saying a big thanks to that Usunjai Senior. You understand? For
Exactly.
what the things that he has done for me and still doing for me. Di ko tang bu baax. And then to all my fans wherever they are, di leen wax ne on the 23rd of October is your day, and then I would really appreciate if you are there to celebrate peace with me. Thanks so
Thank you
much
so
for
much,
everything.
Barham. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Barham. I just want to go with
Can you imagine?
imagine.
How you need a better life. Imagine.
That's all.
We're all in a better life. Suppose we rich like man a Bill Gates. Buy out Senegal and build a big gate. Every man within the boat come and grab a big plate. Reinforcement again and all the soldiers are flame.
I wish I am driving with the song,
In on the airport like
Facts.
I make the place run hot. I wonder if the TRR see them ever stop. Imagine if Sana Sabali never left. Right now when him they out a gunshot, him a go get feed the amount of people we Sana disrespect. Not to mention the amount of life we Sana detect. Imagine if we never had a new government. Everybody a go try to find a way to go foreign. Imagine all the good people that will be suffering. No, 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 no. Imagine if we never.
So we are almost to the hour mark. Imagine Jongoma, the
Mhm.
music coming out of the smiling coast of West Africa, the Gambia, and Ras Askia. Like I said before, you hail from the griot family, the Jobates. We all know them. They in the music arena, they have done great works. Starting from Sona Jobate, Amadou Bansan Jobate, our very own grandfather, and
Mhm.
the Jobates of the Bansa. I think you are you also from Bansa?
Yes. Well, my father is from Bansang, but I don't know Bansang. But that's where I'm from, yes.
So okay, good. That is good. I am also from Bansa. So
Oh,
good
yeah.
to know that. Yeah, this world is just a small one. Um, anyway, what do you make up with the song "Imagine" and your last words?
Well, like I said, I'm from the Griot family, and I'm supposed to know us more than I do. And
Mhm.
for me personally, I started this Imagine series as for me showing people who I really am, because our culture is keeping history, telling people about certain things.
Mhm.
And this is what I'm doing in Imagine, talking about what's happening, what had happened, and what could happen.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what Imagine is. That's why it's got part one, two, three, four, five, and it's not gonna stop until it's got part 10.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
and I think that is very good. If you can get this into different local languages, and
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Part one is plainly English, part two is Wolof and English, part three is English again, and part four is strictly Wolof.
wow, okay, good.
Yeah.
So brother minds always think alike. Thank you so much, brother. Um, you've been professional. The artist spoke about that, and then other artists I know before also spoke about that. And we've met some time ago at the Money Mori Foundation for Performing
Mm.
Arts. Ibrahim used to say a lot of things. Ibrahim C say a lot of things about you when we don't know you that much.
Yeah,
But thank you
yeah.
so much, brother, for passing through tonight.
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm really grateful actually to be on your platform today, to be with the brothers Barham. I don't have to say much. He knows. One love, bro. And
Exactly.
manager, this is the second time we're talking. I know you're not gonna remember the first one, but it's good to have this dialogue again, and because we all need to, give our contributions, share ideas, and try to help Gambian music and take it where it should be.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, brother. I'm really happy. Mr. Sumareh, your last words. In 30 seconds. Manager.
but
I know manager.
but
We have.
but Carl is letting
Yeah.
us say what we want, but manager
Yeah.
manager only
Thank
has
you
30
very much.
seconds always.
No, I know manager. Manager will always. He have programs all the time, so he will.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Manager.
Yeah, anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Banja, my brother. Thank you so much. I was just listening to your music, and this music, suma beautiful feeling because I just listened to areas like the artist. Lord moo tax man ma xam ne ku mun a woy la ak ku mun ta woy straightforward and you are there ñi ci ko do bëgg a ñamutu ña and we are just calling all Gambian artists on the 17th. Let's just meet at Monument Westfield and the entire musician. Let's try to register as a musician union member and we try to protect our own interests in national development. And to do that, we must be connecting together. We must dialogue and exchange ideas. Based on that 17th, there'll be a big Monument to Westfield. Registration is 3,000. Annual contribution is 1,000 every year. Membership card is 500. But képp ku nga xam ne lu bés bu nga ñëwee on the 17th soo ñëwee we're going to do it $2,500 for you. After that, we're going to distribute the forms, different studios, different outlets, whereby all the artists can have access to those forms and your register. Your register protection. Your register is your vision. So thank you so much. Di gërëm Abraham ak Gambia Talent Promotion da leen wax ne seen liggéey bi baax na trop ndax lu ngeen nekk di def I think that's what Gambia needs. Di gërëm suñ existing members of the Musician Union, président bi ak the entire cabinet bi yëpp di leen wax ne seen mbokk la Muhammed Sumareh di PRO moo ñëw waxtaan ak yéen pour mun a leen jot a xibaar bu jóge si Musician Union and xibaar bi mooy registration 17 Monument.
All right, thank you.
9.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Sumareh. On the 17th of July, registration, a mass registration campaign will take place by the Musicians Union of the Gambia at the Monument, Westfield. So we thank you so much, Mr. Sumareh, for joining us tonight. We thank you also, Ras Askia, our brother, for joining us, and our melodious singer, Barhama. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was your favorite show, the Gambia Showbiz in Focus, where we are looking into the cultural sector of the Gambia and trying to bring stakeholders together to be able to discuss about the way forward of the music sector. Until you come our way next time, I am your host, Kalilu Banja, and I want to say good night to all of you. Thank you so much.
Respect.